My uncle Raymond called me on a Tuesday afternoon last spring. Retired 2 years ago, now he calls me from golf courses. I asked how retirement was going, expecting the usual, taking it easy, watching my spending, getting by. Instead, he said, "Calvin, I am making more money now than I was the last 3 years of my career, and I have not worked a single day." I laughed, thought he was joking. He was not joking. So I started researching, started talking to other retirees. And here is what destroyed me completely. Raymond is not an exception. There's a documented, measurable phenomenon where people stop working, stop receiving a paycheck entirely, and their net worth keeps climbing. Not because of luck, not because of inheritance, not because of some genius investment from 1987, because retirement quietly removes every single financial trap that was bleeding them dry while they were working. Nobody maps this out before you get there. Today, we fix that. First, I need to say something most finance channels will never say. If you are working full-time and feel like you are running in place, like every raise disappears before you can feel it, you are not bad with money. You are being systematically drained by a structure that was never designed to let you get ahead while you are still inside it. Here's the stat that should make you genuinely angry. The average American earns over $2 million during their working lifetime. The average American retires with less than $100,000 saved. $2 million in, $100,000 left. Where did $1.9 million go? Some of it was life, some of it was necessary, but a significant portion was the hidden cost of employment itself. And the moment you retire, that cost disappears overnight. Quick pause. New here? Subscribe and share. We make finance actually make sense. Now, back to it. I want to give this phenomenon a name so it sticks. I call it the employment tax, not the government tax, the invisible tax that working itself charges you every single month in time, money, and energy just for the privilege of showing up. Imagine carrying a backpack up a hill every single day. Inside the backpack are rocks. Each rock has a label: commuting, work clothes, childcare, convenience food, stress purchases, high tax bracket. You've been carrying this backpack so long you forgot it was there. Retirement does not give you more money. It takes the backpack off. And the moment it comes off, you realize how much you were spending just to carry it. Raymond was not getting richer because retirement gave him something. He was getting richer because retirement stopped taking things from him. 8 specific things, and when all 8 stop simultaneously, the math becomes almost unfair in your favor. Reason 1, the tax situation completely transforms. While working, Raymond earned $110,000. After taxes, he took home around $72,000. In retirement, he pulls $65,000 combined from Social Security and his IRA. Because of how retirement income is structured, only a portion of Social Security is taxable, standard deductions increase after 65, Roth withdrawals count for nothing. His actual tax bill in retirement is less than half what it was while working. Same lifestyle, half the tax. He gave himself a raise by stopping work. Reason 2, the employment tax disappears. The backpack comes off. No more commuting. The average American spends $8,000 to $10,000 a year just getting to and from work. Gone. No more work wardrobe. No more buying lunch because there was no time to pack one. No more convenience spending because exhaustion made everything feel impossible. Raymond's grocery bill dropped $400 a month simply because he started cooking again. Not to save money, because he finally had time. Reason 3, the mortgage is usually done. Most people retire after 30 years, and after 30 years, the biggest single monthly expense is gone. The average mortgage payment is $1,500 to $2,000 a month. That money does not disappear. It redirects into savings, investments, and compound growth. Compound interest finally pays you back. For the first 20 years of saving, compound interest feels almost insulting. You put in $200, it grows $14. You think, what's the point? But compound interest is not linear, it's exponential. The first 20 years you were doing all the pushing. The last 10 years before retirement and every year after, your money is doing the pushing for you. Raymond contributed roughly $280,000 of his own money over his career. His portfolio at retirement, $920,000. He put in $280,000. The market returned $640,000 on top of it, just for waiting. And that growth didn't stop the day he retired. He's pulling money out to live on, and the portfolio is still growing. Reason 5. Social Security is a hidden superpower. Everyone loves to complain about Social Security, but here's what the complainers miss. The average check is around $1,800 a month. For a married couple, close to $3,000 combined, guaranteed for life, inflation adjusted, can't outlive it. If Social Security covers your basic expenses, you don't need to withdraw aggressively from your portfolio, which means more money stays invested, keeps compounding, keeps growing. Social Security is not retirement income. It's a protective shield around your portfolio. Raymond calls it his salary for staying alive. Reason 6. Healthcare costs actually drop at 65. Before 65, private insurance for a couple in their early 60s can run $1,500 to $2,000 a month. The moment Medicare kicks in, that drops to $300 to $400 a month. One couple I spoke to went from $1,800 to $380. That's $1,400 back every single month, $16,800 a year just from turning 65. Reason 7. Downsizing unlocks a hidden fortune. Raymond and his wife raised 3 kids in a 4-bedroom house for 28 years. Last year, they sold it, bought a 2-bedroom condo in a lower-cost area. After the sale, $310,000 landed in their investment account, tax-free because of the primary residence capital gains exclusion. $310,000 they didn't earn, didn't save, was just sitting in the walls of a house that had gotten too big. Now it's compounding, growing without them touching it. Reason 8. The side income nobody plans for. Raymond consults for 2 former clients, 10 hours a month, his choice entirely. But here's what makes this different. He doesn't need that money. Social Security and his portfolio cover everything. So every consulting dollar goes directly into investments. No bills, no pressure, just more compounding. He went from spending everything he earned to having genuine surplus income for the first time in his adult life. Here's the thing that will stop you cold. Most people spend their entire working life afraid of retirement. But the people who did the work, who saved consistently, stayed disciplined, avoided major mistakes, they discover something on the other side nobody warned them about. Retirement is not the end of building wealth. For a significant portion of people, it's the beginning of the fastest wealth accumulation of their entire life. Because for the first time, all 8 drains disappear simultaneously, and compound interest has been building for 30 years and now is genuinely unstoppable. Raymond's net worth at retirement was $920,000. Raymond's net worth today, 2 years later, $1,040,000. He hasn't worked a single day. He's spent money, he's lived comfortably, and he's $120,000 richer than the day he stopped working. That's not luck. That's what happens when the employment tax disappears and compound interest has been running for 30 years. So, what do you do with this right now, even if retirement is 20 years away? 3 things, specific, starting this month. 1. Calculate your employment tax. Add up what your job actually costs you every month. Commuting, work clothes, convenience food, childcare because of work, stress spending. The real number will shock you. That number is your why. Every time discipline gets hard, look at it. You're not saving for retirement. You're buying your way out of that number permanently. 2. Automate one investment before the employment tax can take it. An automatic transfer on payday before the money touches your main account into an index fund or retirement account. One transfer, whatever you can start with today. The people retiring richer than they worked didn't invest occasionally. They invested automatically for decades. 3. Protect compound interest like it's your most valuable employee. Because it is. Every dollar pulled out early is not just losing that dollar. It's losing every dollar that dollar would have generated for the next 20 or 30 years. Raymond's $280,000 became $920,000 because he left it alone. Contribute, leave it alone. Let time do the work nobody else will do for you. My Uncle Raymond is not special. He didn't pick the right stocks, he didn't time the market, he didn't do anything clever. He just stayed consistent long enough that the math became completely unfair in his favor. And on a Tuesday afternoon, while you and I are dealing with emails and meetings and inbox anxiety, Raymond is on a golf course, wealthier than the day he stopped working. That's not a fantasy, that's a formula. And now you have it. If this changed how you see retirement, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. See you there.